Hi, and welcome to the second edition of the BW Momentum Conference 2025. Today, we're here with Smita Singla from VIP Industries. Thank you so much for meeting us with us today.
Thanks, Kia.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about influencer marketing. So, when you're doing influencer marketing, your brand is collaborating with someone who already has an established personal brand. So, that can make things a little bit tricky. How do you go about picking out influencers? What sort of criteria and factors do you keep in mind when you're doing influencer marketing and choosing who to collaborate with?
Interesting question. May I hold it?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So, when it comes to identifying the right influencer for your brand campaigns, I typically look at, if I have to just, make it simple for the viewer to follow, there are three things that we need to definitely keep in mind. So, firstly, while choosing the right influencer, I would say that always over index on resonance as compared to reach. So, instead of blindly going after profiles who have a lot of reach, which runs in lot of followers, which run in millions, now, a lot of that may be inauthentic or purchased, right? But we want people who firstly have a great fitment or connect with your brand in terms of the value system, in terms of beliefs, in terms of the tone and the message, right? So that, and also the engagement rate, that how is the influencer followed by their community for their authentic take and honest opinion on things. So is it a person who is peddling just about anything because of the money involved, or are they actually promoting things or collaborating with brands that they feel very strongly about? So choosing the right influencer becomes key. Secondly, we need to cultivate long-term relationships. So instead of engaging with influencers for transactional on a transactional basis, like one reel or one story or one static post, go in and get out. Instead of that, look for the right people and then collaborate with them on a longer term basis to build an ongoing narrative. So that makes the collaboration a lot more authentic. And third is transparency. So it is very important for creators as well as brands to really declare the nature of the content, that is it sponsored content or is it organic content, because we have been seeing a lot on LinkedIn how there are creators who are promoting paid content in the guise of organic content, which is just not right. And in the medium to long term, it really jeopardizes your trust with your consumers, because consumers are fairly intelligent and they can connect the dots and tell. So identifying the right influencer based on the connection or the fitment with your brand's beliefs, value systems, tone and message, looking at the engagement reach and not just vanity metrics like followers and reach, and building long-term relationships instead of transactional associations, and transparency, declaring the nature of the content, that whether it is organic or sponsored. I think these are some of the things which, as brand marketers, we need to keep in mind while planning our influencer campaigns.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that answer. So, another thing I want to ask you is, we're in sort of an age right now where people are looking for instant gratification and that sustainable, ethical sort of advertisement. So, how do we satisfy both of these things without seeming hypocritical or without feeling like we're contradicting ourselves?
Could you elaborate on your question a bit more for me?
Right. So now we are in a stage where consumers are looking for something they can resonate with. They're looking for something sustainable, even. Maybe they're looking for something eco friendly. Maybe they're looking for something that has a message. But they're also looking for that instant gratification. They're looking for something that can instantly resonate with them, that instantly shows them what they want to see.
Yeah.
So, how do we satisfy sort of both of these consumer bases? How do we get into that Venn diagram without seeming like we're contradicting ourselves?
Yeah, got it. So, it really depends on which stage of the funnel, what you're optimizing for, and where you are in the journey of your marketing funnels. For instance, if you're looking to educate the consumer, if you're looking to detail the superiority of your brand and your product, and you want to educate the consumer, so at that time, detailing the benefits, creating content which helps in detailing the benefits of the product, right? It'll give the consumer what they are looking for, right? It'll help you aid their purchase decision, and it will also satisfy some of the instant gratification that you spoke of. Whereas if you are in the very initial stage of your funnel, if you're at top of the funnel where you are really looking to create that reach and awareness about your new product offering, let's say, right? So at that time, jumping straight to the benefits may not help. At that time, you need to be a lot more thematic in nature and go for that storytelling and narrative, which helps you put forth your point of view and build that resonance with your audience. So it depends that if it is consideration, then it needs to be benefit oriented product out communication. Whereas if you're at the top of the funnel where you're optimizing for reach and awareness, at that time thematic storytelling works a lot more harder. Yeah.
Amazing. I think we've learned a lot about how to connect with consumers in a more authentic and heartfelt way. Thank you so much for joining us again today. It was really great to meet you.